Hello, and thank you for tuning in to 54.
It's always such a great pleasure being in your company.
Yes, definitely. And this week, we think we should kick it off with giving you guys a huge shout out.
Yes, guys, thank you for the great support. Thank you for keeping in touch with us. And thank you for the great comments.
Absolutely. You guys inspire us to keep bringing it on the show and bring you a better show each week. So keep those comments coming in.
Definitely, guys. But what's in store for today, Lucia?
Today on 54, we have the pleasure of speaking to Daniel Pontack, who claims that every important thing he has learned in life, he did so in a boxing ring. We also bring you highlights from a terrific event called Fight for Change, encouraging boxing as a means of empowerment and discipline in townships.
So, Lucia, from 1 to 10, how would you rate your boxing skills?
Well, I think I could throw a punch or two.
At least you tried. But let's not get violent now, because we don't encourage violence on this show, thankfully.
Well, speaking about violence, boxing isn't all about fighting.
Oh, yeah. What else?
Well, there's confidence, there's self-esteem.
Yeah, very true. Well, in that case, then, I gotta learn a bit of some boxing.
The person who has probably gained more life skills while inside the ring than out is Daniel Pontack. The 23-year-old blooming boxing champ shares with us his life experiences being a fighter.
It all started basically when I was in primary school. My older brother, I always looked up to him. He's always been my idol. He's still my idol to this day. He's a professional bodybuilder. But when I was younger, always looking up to him, he always used to fight. He used to go out with his friends and get into quite a few fights in school, out of school with his mates. And I just always him being my role model, I also wanted to do whatever he was doing, and boxing was one of the things. So that's actually what led me into wanting to always do a fighting sport. It's unfortunate that when I was younger, I always tried to join a fighting gym or something, and my mom would always tell me, no, it's not allowed. You cannot do that. And I never knew why. Until recently, actually, about 5 years ago, just before I started boxing, she told me that when she was younger, she went to go and see somebody that told her, your third son will become a boxer.
Wow.
And it was when that lady, I told my mother that she decided, this son of mine, me, and he's not going to box. He's not going to join any fighting sports. And that's exactly how I actually got into it, is when my mom told me that, I was like, I know I'm destined for this. I have to do it. So I followed up.
What has boxing taught you?
Well, it's taught me a lot of things. Like I said, when I was growing up, I used to be attracted to a lot of worldly things. Like, I was like basically most people my age. I used to like going out, partying, having fun with the boys, And it was at a point where I finished high school, I realized that I'm kind of not moving anywhere in my life. Like, I need to do something that's actually gonna get me somewhere. Also, growing up in the area that I stayed in, which is quite an affluent area, most of the guys my age, most of my friends, had everything that they needed from their parents. They had nice cars, they bought them whatever they needed, they gave them everything that they needed on the weekends to go out and party and have fun. And that's something I did not have from my parents. Well, I did have a solid background given to me by my parents, like learning to do the right things and having the right morals. But financially, I wasn't given the things that my friends were given. I had more than enough. And it's only something that I realized when I left high school, and I realized that, okay, it's time to grow up now, and you can't be the same as everybody else. And I looked in the mirror, and what I saw, I didn't like. I was like a young man with low self-esteem. And all I wanted was just to impress my friends and go out and have fun. And in the end, I saw I'm really not moving anywhere. It's time to change my life. And I changed it by listening to my brother. He told me, listen, bro, it's time that you grow up now. Maybe you should start doing sports, because that's what helped him get on track with his life. From turning from an adolescent into a young man. He started doing professional bodybuilding, and it's that sport, that the discipline in his sport that taught him that fun isn't everything. You can have fun by still being serious. And I took that information from him, and I applied it to my own life. I started gymming, I started working out, eating healthy, stopped all the partying and stuff. And that was when I found a boxing gym really close to my house. I asked my parents if I could join. Automatically, my mother said no. But I had my own job this time, so I joined with my own money, and there's nothing they could do really. It was about a month afterwards when my mom noticed I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped drinking on the weekends, stopped partying with my friends. My mom just said to me, wow, you should carry on. I'll pay for your next 2 months. She did pay for those next 2 months. She bought me boxing equipment, and I just really changed my life from there.
That's
And
amazing.
things carried on happening.
How do you feel, first of all, when you knock other people down?
Oh, it's a tough question. I mean, it's a good feeling in the start, but
Guys,
I mean,
there, blood everywhere. You know?
sometimes the matchup is not as good as it's supposed to be. So I feel bad because I know he wasn't as good as me at the end of the day. But
confidence.
in fairness of competition, it happens, and if he knows what's good for him, you know, he'll just take it like a man and then carry on to the next one. He'll improve, he'll practice, and he'll be better. I mean, it's how I learned. I got knocked many times, and I just, you know, I keep getting better practicing, and I try to not do what I've done in the past so I can become better. I do feel bad when I knock somebody, but in the end, it's a proud moment because I train hard to knock people. So it's part of the game.
So when that's turned around and someone actually knocks you out, how do you get through that?
Ooh, that is also another tough question. Firstly, let me start by saying I have not been knocked before in an actual amateur boxing match.
Oh, wow.
But I have been put down many, many times in the boxing ring in our own gym. I've even been put down by 3 years ago when I first started. Crazy, funny story. There was a gentleman that belonged to our gym, and he was 16 at the time. When I first joined, I was 21, and the coach of the gym, Johannes Sali, he's the main coach of my gym, he told me, you're gonna spar with this young man first. So I looked in the young man's face, I was like, man, this boy is like 6 or 7 years younger than me. Coach, do you want me to kill this young boy? So he's like, no, you don't worry about him. He's tough, just go inside and do your thing. I did exactly that, and within 30 seconds of getting into the ring, I was on the floor with a bloody nose, and I was just like, what's going on? This is not normal.
Age is
He's
just
only
a number.
16. Exactly.
Age is just a number.
And he proved to me that day that you might think that you're all special and maybe you're bigger than somebody, maybe you have a six-pack and he doesn't have a six-pack. That doesn't mean anything in boxing. To be honest, skill is everything in boxing, practice and dedication. And that young man showed me exactly that day. And he was at the gym for another 2 years past that, and he knocked me down many times over the 2 years. And I took it like a man. And now I'm knocking them down.
Oh, true.
And still getting knocked. But it's all about practice and getting better and thriving. You know, it's just about practice and everything. But having said that, I always come to a verse that I like to think about. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 4.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult for me to exactly say what words are exactly in that verse, but explaining it in my own words. If I'm getting beaten, I have not been beaten yet. If I'm on the ropes, I have not been put onto the canvas yet. That means I have not been knocked down, even though I'm on the ropes.
Yeah.
And even though I'm losing, I haven't lost, because even when I lose a match, I don't lose, I win.
Wow.
When I lose, I win, because for me, just being able to get into the ring and compete at that high level is a victory. Win or lose, it's always a victory. And like I say, I've lost many fights, but it hasn't stopped me in any way, because I just keep practicing and getting better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think everyone should now become boxers if this is what boxing teaches us. Because it's awesome that you can incorporate faith and boxing into these things. Because boxing it has such a bad name behind it.
That's
people
true.
only see the violent part, but here you come out, you see discipline and you see all these self-controls, and it teaches you so many things, and it's quite excellent. So what would you say to someone out there, a viewer, if I could say, that wants to get into boxing? You know, what would you want that person to actually, what would you if you had to give boxing a good name to someone out there that wants to go into boxing, but maybe the mom is saying no, like yours, or maybe he's just scared that, oh, if I'm a boxer, then all of a sudden I'm like not a Christian or something because I see violence. So what would you say?
Firstly, I would say that boxing, you don't have to do it to become a boxer. You can join a boxing club just for the fitness of it. I mean, in my gym, I think there's only 4 of us that are actual amateur boxers. The rest of the people that belong to the gym are just members that are there for fitness and for fun. I mean, we have people from various ages, starting from 13, 14, going all the way up to like 50, 60 years old.
Wow, that's amazing.
I mean, we even have a 60-year-old gentleman that just had an amateur white-collar boxing match with a gentleman that was 20 years old. That's
wow, that's so inspiring.
40 years younger than him. And he beat that guy up. he beat the younger lad up in the fight, which was really amazing.
For you.
I'm going in, guys. I don't have a six-pack and I'm young. So you said everyone here.
Exactly. It's all about, it's just about how you perceive boxing. It does not have to be about going there to beat somebody else up. For you, it can be about the fitness. It can be about the fun. It can be about weight loss. It can be about anything, to be honest. I mean, we have models that come literally for the weight loss. We have some kids that come just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
And it's in between. You find your balance and you do it for health and fitness purposes. The wanting to feel better for you. You don't have to physically have a six-pack to feel good. You just have to exercise, have a balanced diet, and you should be fine. You know, you'll live a good life that way. So boxing is not just about the fighting. Besides that, one thing I can definitely say is if you join boxing as a young man, it's very good for you because it teaches you self-discipline for yourself and discipline towards other people. So when I lose a fight, that has taught me respect for taking a loss. Now in life, you lose all the time. You know that. You can't win everything. And that was one thing I didn't know as a young adolescent, was how to take a loss.
I read that you're part of an initiative. Can you tell us more about that? I think Maxim.
Oh, Maxim Kids.
Yes.
I'm not part of Maxim Kids itself, but I am part of the event because I know the boxing coach, Coach Allen. He's an amazing coach. What he does is he goes around the townships and he teaches kids boxing to empower them. By doing this, firstly, like I said, he's teaching the kids how to empower themselves to become better.
Yeah.
In the townships, obviously, the kids start doing bad things from a very, very young age. Poverty it's like taken over the townships. By Coach Allen taking this initiative to the townships, teaches the kids that they don't have to live this life. Yes, you're from a very poor background, but it's not a choice that you have to live. If you can better yourself, you can take yourself out of that background. And I know a lot of professional boxers that have started in that sense, that have now fought themselves out of that township vibe. And now they're fighting as professionals, earning good, decent money, and they can take it to the next level. I mean, you don't even have to fight. Like I said, it's not about the fighting. It's just about teaching yourself that, listen, I can be better and I can do this. And that is exactly what Coach Allen is doing with his Maxim Kids initiative. It's amazing. It's an amazing event. He teaches lots of kids all over Cape Town. And I love being part of it. It's amazing.
So have you fought anywhere around Africa?
All in Cape Town, to be honest, but I have traveled around Africa with my parents as a child. I've been to Zambia, Mozambique, and Botswana.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you want to fight once in Africa, at least?
I'd love to.
Like
a rumble in the jungle, Muhammad Ali kind of buzz. That would be awesome.
Yeah, back in the Congo, right where it started.
Dude, that would be amazing. Really, it would.
So now, obviously, your boxing knowledge is on 100. But if I had to ask you about Botswana or Mozambique, how would your level be there? Would you knock those questions out?
I hope so. But before we go on to that, let me just add on that I have been hit in the head for 4 years straight. So if the answers aren't on point, you have to just forgive me.
That's the excuse, we're blaming boxing.
We all know Africa is the second largest continent in the world, made up of 54 countries. So choose a piece representing a couple of countries and fit it into the Africa puzzle. You will then be tested on your knowledge. And if your general knowledge is less than general, Ray is there to put you back on track. Your score will be added to the 54 scoreboard. The aim is to try and remain at the top of the board.
So now you know how the game works. You've got 60 seconds to answer all the questions. And if you don't know the answer, we have Ray over here to help you with clues. But if you still don't know the answer, just say pass and we'll move on to the next one.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Okay, so choose a country.
In honor of the late great Prince, I will go with Purple Rain.
Fantastic. The beautiful island of Madagascar.
Ooh, Madagascar.
Right. So Ray, can you give us 1 minute on the clock?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go.
What is the population of Madagascar?
Is it 8 million, 18 million, or 40 million?
18 million.
Correct.
What is Madagascar's national animal?
Is it a koala bear, an eagle, or a lemur?
Lemur.
Correct.
What language became an official language of Madagascar in 2007?
Is it French and Malay, Portuguese, or English?
I'm gonna go with English.
Correct.
Yes.
Is Madagascar the
4th biggest island in the world, the biggest island in the world, or the smallest island in the world?
The 4th biggest island in the world.
Correct.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
What major soda company buys some of Madagascar's vanilla to use in their soda?
Is it Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or Jive?
My favorite is Pepsi.
Incorrect.
Madagascar is the world's largest producer and exporter of what product?
Is it sugarcane, rice, or vanilla? 10 seconds.
Sugarcane.
Incorrect.
Most of Madagascar's wildlife is found
5,
nowhere else on
4,
Earth. True or
3,
false?
False.
2. Well, incorrect. 1. Time's up.
Oh, that was close. We almost got another one. Can you tell me the
And
score for us, please?
His score is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
He's got 4.
fantastic.
Oh,
Let's fit you in. You're right next to Majosi over
Mr.
there.
Majosi.
Well done. Good job. That's Daniel Pontack giving us his best go at the Afri quiz. But did I mention what a good dancer he is? Let's go check him out in the ring.
Wow, there's actually more to it, hey?
Definitely. We often watch a tournament and we see them fighting, but we don't know how much goes into actually being a champion.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not all about winning. You know, through which you learn stuff like self-discipline, focus, self-confidence, and control in a positive way.
Definitely. And there's one organization who knows exactly how to do this. It's Maxim Kids. Let's go check it out.
Hi, my name is Coach Allen. I'm a boxing coach. Fight for change means a lot to me. Fight for change means taking kids from the streets, put them in the good life scheme. Fight for change mean again, go there in the township, fund underprivileged kids and gives them opportunity. I choose boxing because I grew up in boxing all my life since I was young. I just grew up in the boxing. Boxing is a sport of discipline. If you don't have discipline in boxing, you lose. Boxing, you need too much focus. You need to train. You need to stop all the bad stuff like alcohol, cigarettes, all those stuff to help you to become super fit. As a coach, when you go, you teach the young guys and they listen to you, what you're telling them. And when you're a coach, you need to show yourself discipline inside you to inspire the young kids who are following you. Understand? So that for me is also it's nice. It makes me feel respectful. What I'll say boxing taught to me is respect. I respect anyone, any place, in the streets, in the church, everywhere, because you don't know any person in the one you meet. Because sometimes we meet other people in the street and you think they can't even fight and they're more good than you. So boxing, when you start to do boxing, you start to fear people, you start to have that discipline to know that, because you know that fighting is not an easy job. It's a sport to bring the people together. It's not a sport to divide people. In boxing, you don't choose colors, you don't choose rich or poor. When you're in the ring, you become the same. Through boxing, I become actually more close to God.
Wow, this must be the most empowering episode of 54 thus far.
Yeah, and I hope you found today's show truly uplifting and inspiring.
Definitely. If this show has moved you, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And you can do so by emailing us at 54@oneafrica.tv.
And you can drop us a comment on www.facebook.com/54show. And on another note, you can check our website at www.oneafrica.tv.
Now, we've had a great time and we are leaving you with this. Therefore, put on the whole armor of God that you may stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not battle against flesh and blood, but we war against principalities, powers, wickedness, darkness, and we will stand.
Therefore, take up the armor of God so that you may stand on the evil days. And after doing everything, just stand. And you know what? I love that verse because it reminds us that sometimes we should just stand, and it applies in life too. We just gotta get up.
So keep standing and we'll see you next week.
Until then, peace out.